Greetings, friends of AVeritas. Welcome to Model Talk. This is my segment where I discuss our various models and what my thought process was in the design and how the model came about. So in this segment we're going to talk about my firstborn, my first produced in any kind of a quantity model, and that is the Aurora. And the one I have on now is the Aurora Yellow Jacket. So how was this born? My models that I made before the Aurora was designed was more of a bespoke, make a watch for this person, that person, a friend of a friend, and they were all unique and a little different. So around the 2005 time frame, I decided that I wanted to make a standard model and hopefully ones to follow on, which obviously has happened. But my first one was the Aurora. I've always been a fan of a two-layer dial design. I've seen other models from other manufacturers and just like the idea of that aspect. I'm also a very big fan of texture and any kind of a depth to a dial or multi-dials. So as I sat down at the computer to design the Aurora, this was my idea from the very beginning that I wanted this two-layer dial. So we start off with a flat lower dial, and then the piece of interest is the upper dial. So this upper dial is made through a chemical etching process, which actually cuts out the part and the through holes, but also leaves a relief pattern or whatever pattern you design into it. In this case, it's a radiating spoke type of a pattern, kind of a sun pattern, whatever you may see in it. So that design was used in making these parts, and the process for these, it's a chemical etching process. Those pieces are stainless steel, and they have more of a matte finish when I get them from the manufacturer who does these in quantity. And then I have to deburr them, bevel the edges or clean the edges off, and then I paint them. They're painted by hand. And because we offer different colors of the Aurora model, we use different colors, obviously, when I paint them. And the paint is really meant in the end result to be down in the relief pattern, down in the lower portion of that piece. And then the upper part gets highly polished to be more of a shiny chrome finish. So after they're hand painted, then they go through a proprietary process of polishing them to get them to what you see on the website and what you can see in the video, what these look like. After that is done, then the parts go out and they get printed with the Aurora name on the little curved aspect you see at the top of that upper dial. So that's the process just for making that one piece. It's rather time consuming, but that's the labor of love. Then that piece is attached to the lower dial using the little screws that you see when you look at the pictures of the model. Interesting that the lower dial, the holes are already in the dial that I get from my dial manufacturer for putting the upper piece on, but I have them sized so that they're small. So every one of the lower dials, I have to take a little tiny reamer and I open those holes up ever so slightly so that the screw that holds the upper dial down is actually self-tapping or cutting a thread into the lower dial. So that's how they're fastened down. And each screw that holds down that upper piece is made one by one on a manual lathe, not mass-produced. They're not bulk-produced screws. I want them made one by one, and then they're hand-polished. So that's how we do that. So that's the construction of it. Now, interesting about the numbers on the lower dial. If you've noticed, they are a hybrid of a Roman numeral and a regular number. This is a design element that we came up with when we first designed the Aurora. It's a little unique. When you look at them, there'll be one of those aha moments where you see it, and that's what the numbers look like on the Aurora. Very unique, and it's available in different colors. Like I said, I have the yellow jacket on here. There is one called the Tuxedo, which is a black upper dial, white lower dial, double midnight, which is the black on black, and so forth. But you can check those out on the website. So I hope you are happy with what you've seen here so far in this segment and ones that will be coming in what I call Model Talk, where I discuss these models. So we will see you soon. Thank you.